Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for tonight's coverage of the Thunderstruck Street Stock Series. Welcome, everyone, to Intensity... Apologize for that. There we go. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's coverage of the Thunderstruck Street Stock Series. Tonight, the Street Stocks will be taking on the home of the Snowball Derby Five Flag Speedway for 75 laps. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman Weiss. The normal announcer for this Thunderstruck series, Joe Wright, he's having some computer issues. He may hop in later on, but for the time being, I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, and I'm excited to call every second of the action here for tonight's race at Five Flags. Right now, we're about a minute 39 into qualifying, and we see Rick Rube is on the top of the board with a 18.02. That'll put him 100th over second place Eric Tracy. Third is John Bennett, who is 300ths off of Rick Rube. Right now we're watching Elliott Carlson in the 09 head around this speedway. Right now he sits in 19th. We'll see if he can improve on his second lap. And he will. Elliott Carlson jumps to 14th, which will put him automatically into the feature if nobody else qualifies. So for those of you who don't now know how the qualifying format works in this series, the top 15 in qualifying automatically advance into the feature, while 16th on back has to try to fight in through a B main, and the top 5 will have to get into the race through the B main. We have 21 drivers in the field, which means that we will have one driver going home before tonight's event. So definitely don't want to be that person. We'll see who it is. But at the moment, with that 18.32, Elliott Carlson is safe for the time being, and even if Jason Warren, who is also on track right now, gets in front of him, he will still be in the top 15, but that would mean that Kevin Dowd will be knocked out and have to work his way in through the B main. We're going to, of course, give a big shout-out to the series sponsor, and that is T-Rice Custom Monitor Stands. If you are in the market for a custom monitor stand, definitely make sure to hit up Tyler Rice with T-Rice Custom Monitor Stands. He'll get you hooked up with a high-quality monitor stand for your computer monitor. So again, thank you so much to Tyler Rice and T-Rice Custom Monitor Stands for sponsoring this Street Stock Series. And actually, Tyler Rice, he will be racing in tonight's event. So thank you and good luck tonight, and thank you for sponsoring the Street Stock Series. Intensity Broadcasting is proud to be partnered with Butt Kicker. And for those of you who don't know what Butt Kicker is, let me tell you a little bit about them. Butt Kicker is the established and trusted leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel ultra low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. The patented design makes them incredibly accurate, powerful, and virtually indestructible. The Gamer Plus is the new and upgraded sim racing and gaming hardware that reproduces immersive, accurate, and powerful sim racing, flight sim, and gaming effects. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out which one is right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. Again, thebuttkicker.com is the website belonging to the established and trusted leader in gaming haptics. So thank you so much to the Butt Kicker for partnering with Intensity Broadcasting. And if you're an iRacer, definitely make sure to go check them out. They've got great products. It makes for a very, very immersive sim racing experience and a very, very accurate sim racing experience to real life. You can feel every rumble strip, every time you hit the wall, every gear shift. Feels like you were in a real life race car. So definitely make sure to go check out the Butt Kicker. We are gridding for qualifying. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole with a 18.361. That is the 849 of Craig Cobb. Outside of him, driver for Team Peacemaker, that's Jason Warren in the 45. Third is the 64, driver for Intensity Racing Team. It's the hay baler, Matt Knights. Fourth is Jason Loutridge in the 03, and rounding out your top five, that's that 75 Poman Racing driver of Chuck Phelps. And then last but not least, driver for Oval Addicts, that's Tyler Rice in the 6. There's Matt Knights running his new paint scheme. That is definitely an awesome ride that Matt Knights has. So it looks like the gridding time is up. Only 5 drivers came to the grid, which means that since Tyler Rice did not grid, he will be the driver that will not make it into the feature. So every driver that is on track right now, they will make the main show. So really, this is just some practice for these drivers in racing conditions. So again, Craig Cobb starting on the pole. Outside of him, that's Jason Warren. It may be a little bit confusing for Jason Warren. He's going to be 45 on your tower and 32 on the track. Again, Jason Warren is 45 on the tower and 32 on the track. Here we are coming to the green flag. Pace car will be making that hard left turn onto pit road this time by. There we go. Pace car is in, and green flag is out here at 5 flags. There's Craig Cobb leading the field to green and into 1 and 2. He is able to get clear over Jason Warren. We see Matt Knights tucking in line in third. We are side by side for fourth. Jason Loutridge on the outside, Phelps on the inside. We see Loutridge, he's got the nose, but Chuck Phelps has got a big run on the bottom, and we got a battle for first brewing. Jason Warren trying to look underneath the 849. We see Cobb blinking a little bit. That's not making it any easy for Jason Warren to make the pass on him. So Warren got to be really, really careful just with how Craig Cobb is blinking. Oh, we see Loutridge getting loose off of turn number 4. That will give the position to Chuck Phelps. So Jason Loutridge will be in 4th now, which is where he started this race. Rough start to the B-main for Matt Knights. After starting in 3rd, he has fallen to 5th. And heading off of turn number 4, Jason Warren able to get by Craig Cobb for that first place position. Jason Warren taking the lead. Now, you definitely want to win this heat race because you're going to have the highest starting position. And at these short tracks, at these kind of with all the carnage that ensues at these short tracks, it's very important to have good track position. So the higher you can finish in this B-main, the higher you can be starting on the grid. And actually, last time by, Jason Warren ran the fastest lap time of the race. And once again, he did it again. 18.14 is the lap time for Jason Warren, which is a 10th faster than any other lap time any driver in the field has ran. Jason Warren has taken the other drivers in this B-main to school. There's Matt Knights trying to reel in Jason Loutridge for that 4th place position. We've seen Loutridge has been losing it a little bit off the corners. It seems like a lot of the field is really loose on exit. I don't know, and I know it's a fixed setup, so it just might be how the setup is. So these drivers, they just gotta figure out how to handle it. There's Matt Knights looking underneath. Lottridge through 3 and 4. They are side by side. Lottridge with the nose. He goes up the track, and Matt Knights is able to get clear over him, and Matt Knights is to 4th. Knights, he will now be setting his sights on your 3rd place driver, Chuck Feltz. We'll see if he can reel him in. Right now, the gap between these two is about a second. Matt Knights has been running a little bit faster lap times than Feltz. We'll see if he can catch him. Jason Warren, he is running away with this thing. 2-second lead over 2nd place, Craig Cobb, and growing. I will say this, Chuck Feltz, he ran an 18.18, which was only 0.04 off of Warren's best lap time. But Warren has been a lot more consistent than Feltz has, which is definitely the key at these short tracks, because when you're consistent, you're making less mistakes, and one small mistake with how many cars are going to be in this field tonight can cost you multiple positions, because once you get stuck on that outside, you're just going to get freight trained on the bottom, and it might be 5 or 6 positions later where you can find a gap to get to the bottom. So you definitely don't want to go high and open up a gap beneath you. Warren, he's got the lead to 3 seconds now over 2nd place, Craig Cobb. Chuck Feltz, he's reeling in Craig Cobb for that 2nd place position now. Chuck Feltz within striking distance. He's getting right up to the back bumper of the 849. 5 laps to go in this heat race. Feltz looking high, looking low, trying to set up the pass. He's getting right up to the bumper. He's looking low into 1 and 2. He's to this rear quarter panel. He's to the door. And they are equal, heading off of 4. They might have traded, or heading off of 2 there. They were trading some paint. And Chuck Feltz will grab that position. And with Cobb being stuck on that outside, that's going to allow Matt Knights to follow right behind Feltz. These two side by side heading through turns 1 and 2. We see Matt a little bit squirrely. He has not lost the car, though. And Matt Knights, he's got the nose through 3 and 4 and on to the front stretch. Great run for the 64. He is almost clear. There we go. Matt Knights is clear and on to the podium in this heat race. What a comeback for Matt Knights after being in last place at one point. He is back to where he started this race in 3rd, and it may not be over for Matt. He could get another position if he can get by Chuck Feltz here. He's getting right up to his back bumper. They're coming to the line. Matt Knights, he looks low off of 4. Can he get the spot? Matt's almost sideways, and they cross the line, wrecking. And Chuck Feltz will get the position by a 10th. Jason Warren wins the heat race. Chuck Feltz 2nd, Matt Knights 3rd. What a finish between those drivers. So we are going to have another 1-minute warm-up, just to allow these drivers to get everything dialed in. And then we will be ready to begin our green flag action. No matter what platform you're watching on, make sure to share that stream. It helps us out a ton, and it helps give exposure to the drivers, the sponsors, the league owners, And it helps us out a ton and gives us some exposure. Who knows? You might have somebody that follows you that might like our content. So make sure to share that stream. There's warm-up wrapping up. Rick Rube on the top of the board. Tell you what, Rube is going to be the one to beat tonight. He was fast in qualifying. He was fast in this warm-up here. And he's got that good track position on the pole. So let's introduce your 20 drivers. Starting on the pole with an 18.028. Driver of the 81, that is Rick Rube on the pole. Outside of him, that's Eric Tracy in the 66. Third is the 08 of John Bennett. Fourth is Velocity Motorsports' Kieran Church in the 22. And rounding out your top 5 in the 78 Bohm Racing Machine, that is Cody Bohm. In 6th, Zachary Onan in the 42. 7th, that's at 16 of Daniel Pope II. In 8th, it's Reaper Racing's William Griffith in the 12. 9th is Dylan Bates in the 91. And rounding out your top 10, it's the 17 Velocity Motorsports driver of Josh the Jet Oswald. In 11th, driver for Front Row Racing, it's the 31 of Casey Kuntz. 12th is Velocity Motorsports' Sam Wetstein in the 98. 13th is the 51 Dark Horse Motorsports driver of Alex Veith. 14th is Elliot Carlson in the 09. And rounding out your top 5, it's the 90 of Kevin Dowd, driver for Piston Rope. In 16th, it's Team Peacemakers' Jason Warren in the 45. 17th is Poman's Chuck Feltz in the 75. 18th, we've got Matt the Hay Baler Knights in the 64, driver for Intensity Racing. 19th is Craig Cobb in the 849. And rounding out your top 20, it's Jason Lottridge in the 03. We've got a competitive field of 20 drivers. Many within a tenth of each other. But we'll see who can be on top when that checkered flag waves. We've got not only quantity for a field, but quality. There we go. We got that pace car in. Green flag is out here at 5 flags, and Rick Rube will lead the field into turns 1 and 2. Great start for John Bennett. He's underneath Eric Tracy, and Eric Tracy getting absolutely freight trained on the outside. He's going to try to find a spot to tuck in, but it's looking like Rick Rube is going to lead lap number 1 here at 5 flags. He's got John Bennett right on his back bumper. Bennett trying to set up the pass. Looks like he's maybe arcing the corner a little bit. And he's got a great run off of 2. He is underneath the 81. He diamond that corner perfectly. And that should, if he can have another good exit, yes it will. John Bennett is to the lead now at 5 flags. Textbook pass by that 08 machine. He did it cleanly. And he did it. Wow, that was a great pass. That's all I can say. We see Daniel Popey just ran the fastest lap time of the race, 18.15. He's underneath Rick Rube for 3rd right now. Rick Rube stuck on that outside, and like I mentioned before, once you get stuck on that outside, it's hard to get back down, but we'll see. He's able to tuck in line into that 4th place position. Cody Bohm just ran the fastest lap time of the race with an 18.06. He runs in 2nd right now, right on the back bumper of John Bennett. Then we see Daniel Pope. He turns an 18.05. New fastest lap time of the race. Pope is in 3rd. So right now, Cody Bohm trying to get by John Bennett for this lead in another fast lap time. Dylan Bates in 5th will turn an 18.03. And he's actually looking underneath Rick Rube for 4th, and he is able to get by him. Dylan Bates now to 4th, and in just 7 laps, Rick Rube has gone all the way, and it looks like he's going to lose another spot to Eric Tracy. Side by side for first, John Bennett and Cody Bohm. Bohm with the nose off of 4. But looks like John Bennett will be the one crossing that start-finish line in first. trying to try his best on that outside lane. Boom, Bennett, pretty much equal off of 4, and right behind them, that's Daniel Pope, hoping that either of these two makes a mistake. And there we go. Cody Bohm able to get clear. Pope is going to try to follow right behind that 78, and now he's going to try to look underneath him if he can get to that rear quarter panel. Looks like he can't. But we saw Daniel Pope. He did a great job there. He saw that Cody Bohm was going to get that. He had John Bennett on that outside, so he just got right up to the back bumper of Cody Bohm, followed right behind him, and got that spot from John Bennett. So now, Bohm, he's got one more spot he needs to grab to get to that first place position, and he's going after it now. He looks low into 1 and 2. Pope, he's got the nose off of 2, and he is clear. Daniel Pope to the lead. We've seen a lot of lead changes in just 11 laps. It's been a competitive race so far. You're at 5 flags, and I don't think that is our last lead change of the night. We see Cody Bohm sticking right with Daniel Pope. Behind those two, it's John Bennett and Dylan Bates side by side. Bates able to get clear over Bennett, and Dylan Bates is now to third. Bennett trying to make a crossover move. He looks underneath Bates into 1 and 2. Getting all the way down onto that apron there. He is really, really low in that corner. And you gotta be, because we're seeing these drivers on the high side really have to pinch the driver underneath them down so they don't get stuck on that marbles on the high side, because once you get stuck in those marbles, the car gets kind of tight. John Bennett right now, he is on the rear quarter panel of Bates. He's to the door now. But Bates, wow, I mean, he is holding his own on that outside, and he is able to get clear, showing us who's the faster car at the moment. So now Dylan Bates, he will set his sights on your second place driver, Cody Bohm. The battle continues for first. Bohm, Pope. Bohm was your race leader, but we saw he lost that lead to Daniel Pope, who is the biggest mover of the race. Pope started in 7th, and as you can see, he's worked his way up to the lead here at 5 flags. Another big mover is your third place driver, Dylan Bates, who started this race in 9th, and he has worked his way onto the podium. And of course, it's been only 18 laps for both of these drivers. And they were able to make quick work, working their way up through the field. So right now, Cody Bohm trying to set up a pass on Daniel Pope for that first place position. Bohm looking high. Looking low, trying to set up that pass. Trying to find where Pope's trouble spots are. And just trying to find where he's leaving a gap on the bottom. Whether it might be on entry, might be on exit. Depending on where it is, Bohm is going to want to try to adjust how he's running this track so he can be the fastest possible in that section where Pope is messing up. So typically, for example, if they're pushing up on exit, you can sacrifice your entry a little bit, get out of the gas earlier, diamond your corner a little bit more, if it means being able to get back into the gas earlier so you can motor underneath them off of exit. Here's a look at the onboard cam of Cody Bohm. And we're seeing, it looks like heading off of 2, Pope is leaving a little bit of a gap. Bohm has just got to fit his nose in there. We see Cody, Bohm has got to fit his nose underneath there. Cody, for a street stock, he is really, really smooth on that wheel. It looks like the car will go anywhere he wants it to go. Of course, this is a 75-lap race, so these drivers, they do have to be a little bit conscious about their tires. At this stage of the race, we might have some drivers saving a little bit so they can be competitive at the end of the race. But with how many cars we have, track position is very, very important. Off of 4, we see Bohm looking underneath Daniel Pope for that first place spot. He's definitely peeking, thinking about trying to make a move. The question is, when will he do that? We are now 28 laps through this thing here at Five Flags, and for 20 cars at Five Flags in the street stocks, this has been an incredibly clean race. We've seen a lot of give and take from drivers, a lot of good, competitive, but clean racing. And this just shows how great this group of drivers is. Really, really proud of everyone thus far for keeping it clean. But of course, as the laps tick away, patience will also tick away. And we may see that chrome horn get broken out, and drivers will begin giving each other the bumper, getting every position they can. We're side by side for third right now. John Bennett trying to get back by Dylan Bates to third, where he started this race. But Bates, I mean, he is holding his own on that outside. We see Bennett to his door right now. He's staying about right there. Big run through turns 3 and 4 for that 08 machine. He almost has the nose over Bates, but Bates able to keep it a little bit ahead on that outside for the time being. Oh, we see he's dooring him a little bit through 1 and 2 there, trying to push him up the track. But this is going to open up the bottom. We're 3 wide on the backstretch. Bennett able to get clear over Bates. Contact Tracy. Tracy into the inside wall. Bennett. And there we go. That will bring out the caution. That was some tight racing. That ended up with somebody in that inside wall. Let's take a look exactly what happened there. So watch these two, the 08 of John Bennett and Dylan Bates. We see the two dooring each other through 1 and 2. So the 08, he's going to go up the track, and that is going to expose the bottom for Eric Tracy. Eric Tracy's like, all right, I'm going to send it. And he gets underneath the 08. Gets right up beside him. He's definitely underneath him. And it looks like oh, jeez. Dylan Bates goes way down the track there. I don't know if he was trying to pinch down Tracy and he just went a little bit too far, but we see he clips that right rear of Tracy, and that points the right front into that 08, gets the car upset, and that puts the 66 into the inside wall. So 3 wide at a short track never ends well, and we saw it didn't that time. We've got Magic Mike on Twitch. He says, sup? What's going on, Magic Mike? Thanks for tuning in to watch the broadcast. It's been a great race so far here at Five Flags. I might have jinxed it because I was just talking about how clean everybody had been keeping it. But that, unfortunately, that caution-free streak ended. And you know what they say now, cautions breed cautions. I don't think that'll be the last one we'll see tonight. Field all bunched back up. Green flag is back out here at Five Flags. There's Daniel Pope up to the gears. He's able to get clear of her Bohm. Bohm tucks in line behind him. We're side by side for third. Bennett, Onan. Bennett's got the nose off of turn number 2, and he is able to get clear. Onan diving it down underneath Bennett through 3 and 4. He's able to get to his rear quarter panel. But Bennett will shut the door as they cross the start-finish line. Cody Bohm, Daniel Pope resuming their game of cat and mouse for this lead. Magic Mike says Oswald and Warren are my boys. Both of them having good races here tonight. Josh Oswald currently running in that 6th place spot. He is right outside of the top 5. He's actually making a pass to break into the top 5 right now. And then Jason Warren we see running in that 7th place spot. Jason Warren, he had his work cut out for him tonight after having to try to get in through the B main. He started in 16th. He's gained 9 spots and worked his way up to 7th. So, Magic Mike, your boy's doing pretty good tonight here at Five Flags. Daniel Pope, he's got about a car length between him and Cody Bohm. Almost less than that now. Bohm closing that gap. And right behind Bohm, that's John Bennett in the 08. So Cody, he's kind of having to play offense and defense right now, which can be really hard for a driver. But I would say right now, just kind of focus on what's in front of you. That'll help motivate you and help keep that 08 car, that car behind you, away from you. Right now, Bohm just waiting for the right opportunity to send it underneath the 16. Whether that be Pope making a mistake or just leaving a little bit of room. And then all while this is happening, Bohm is having to keep John Bennett behind him and having to be a little bit defensive with his line. At this time, we are going to turn up the volume and pump up the intensity. Here, you will get to see the sights and hear the sounds of the racetrack. Here we go. That'll do it for Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us turning up the volume, but we set our sights now back to the racing action. 22 laps to go here at Five Flags. Let's do a rundown through the field and see where your favorite driver resides. We've got Daniel Pope in first. Cody Boehm's right now in that second place position. John Bennett in third. Zachary Onan running in fourth. And then rounding at your top five, that is Josh Oswald. Sixth, Jason Warren, biggest mover of the race. Seventh is Rick Rube. Eighth, that's Dylan Bates. Running in ninth right now, it's Elliot Carlson. And rounding out your top 10, that is Alex Beef. In 11th, Eric Tracy. 12th is Kevin Dowd. 13th, that's Kieran Church. Running in 14th, Jason Lottridge. And rounding out your top 15, that's Matt Knight. 16th, Chuck Pegleg Feltz. 17, Casey Kuntz. 18th, Craig Cobb. 19th is going to be William Griffith. And last but most certainly not least, that is Sam Wetstein in the 98. So there's where everybody currently is running at the moment. Top three, all very close together at the moment. We see John Bennett in third starting to get away from Zachary Onan in fourth a little bit. Cody Boehm continuing to try to set up a pass on Daniel Pope for this lead. Boehm, he's been stuck behind Pope for a lot of tonight's event after initially starting ahead of him and leading at one point. John Bennett within striking distance on Cody Boehm. Boehm is going to really need to be defensive right now and try to hold off John Bennett because, I mean, he's right on his back bumper. We've got 15 laps to go. And I would say this is chrome horn territory now. Patience, I think, for a lot of drivers has run out, so I think we may start seeing a couple bump and runs here. John Bennett trying to get under Cody Boehm, but Boehm running really, really low, having a low entry to try to keep Bennett at bay. But I don't know how long this is going to last before we see Bennett get into that back bumper. On the backstretch, he's able to get underneath Boehm. They're side by side. Bennett to his door. He gets him up the track. And they're side by side, both crossing the start-finish line. Bennett with the nose and John Bennett able to get clear over Cody Boehm. It looked like heading into 3 and 4, Bennett with his right front got into Boehm's door, and that pushed him up the track a little bit, allowing him to have a good run off of 4 and officially being clear in 1 and 2. But Boehm, he is not letting John Bennett get away. He's going to try to reel him back in during these final 10 laps. And you want to know who's loving seeing all this battling going on? That is Daniel Pope in the 16 machine, because the more they battle and the more they go at it, the more he can extend his lead, because it's slowing both of them down. And the slower they are, the bigger of a gap he can make. Cody Boehm started this race in 5th. He was leading this race at one point, currently running in 3rd, trying to get by John Bennett for 2nd right now. We've had great battles all over the field. We've got a battle for 5th right now between Rick Rube and Jason Warren. Rube trying to get underneath that 32 machine. He's got 7 laps to go to try to get to that 5th place spot. Yes, Rick Rube is in 6th. Yes, he's in the top 10. But it's been a rough day for Rube because he started this race on the pole. And we saw quickly he lost spots after being freight trained on the outside. And here he is now in 6th place, trying to at least get into the top 5 if he can get by Jason Warren. With 5 laps to go, John Bennett, he's leading, he's reeling in Daniel Pope for that first place position. That 08, he's got a rocket. He could actually make a pass for this lead here. He's got it down to about 2/10. Last time by, he was actually a little bit faster than Pope. Bit by bit, he's reeling in that 16. 3 laps to go now for John Bennett. Can he find a way to get by Daniel Pope? Or can Pope hold him off and continue his streak of dominance in both the Street Stock Series and the Legends Series? 2 laps to go. They're actually coming up on some lap traffic. William Griffith, could this play a factor? We might see Bennett try to use Griffith as a pick here. Here they are coming to the white flag. Pope can't get all the way up against the wall. He's going to have a lower entry. That could cause him to push up off an exit and expose the bottom for that 08. What is Bennett going to try to do? He's going to try to send it into 3 and 4. Can he get to his back bumper? No, he cannot. Daniel Pope will win the race here at 5 flags. John Bennett taking 2nd. Cody Boehm finishing 3rd. We've got Zachary Onan 4th. Jason Warren 5th. Rick Rube 6th. Elliot Carlson 7th. Dylan Bates 8th. Josh Oswald 9th. Eric Tracy 10th. What a race for Daniel Pope. After assuming the lead early on in this race, he was gone. And now he's going to do a Polish victory lap. This is real life. He'd be waving at all those fans right now. Polish victory lap. And there we go. He's going to pull it onto pit road. And Daniel Pope, he's going to park it into the Jags victory lane. Jason Johnson on Facebook says, nice. Nice win indeed for Daniel Pope. Great drive for him tonight. It's time for our driver interviews. Just waiting for everybody to get into the broadcasting room. There we go. Starting off from Hellertown, Pennsylvania. Let's pull in your 3rd place finisher, Cody Boehm. Cody, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Doing pretty good up here in the broadcast booth. And looks like you had a good race tonight. I know you didn't have the result that you wanted after leading some laps here tonight at 5 flags, but showed great speed all race long. I mean, I know it was a heartbreak getting out of that lead there early on. I mean, what do you think you maybe could have done differently to kind of keep that lead and hold Pope at bay?
I mean, I probably should have just saved tires better that first stint there and just managed it a little bit better. I got the right rear so hot at the end, I couldn't give it any gas. So I let Johnny go past me just because there was no sense in holding him up. Yeah, I thought I ran a good race, just ran out of time or ran out of tire more likely.
Yeah, tires. Always the key thing at these short tracks. I mean, what is the key to kind of saving tires here? I mean, what do you think you maybe could have done differently with those tires, line-wise or braking-wise?
Just not dry so hard and managed. It was really the right rear. I mean, the front tires had plenty of grip. It the car never grew tight or anything. It got so snappy loose with coming out of the corners. I think I just really should have just feathered the throttle better coming out of the corner, and I just got the right rear just got so hot at the end. It was not undrivable, but it was hard. I couldn't make any moves really, so that was just frustrating. But it is what it is. It's short track racing, as they say.
Now, before we let you go, Cody, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out, you for doing the broadcast. Do a great job, and Josh Oswald for running the league, and everybody that does their admin work, and um, Velocity Racing and Reaper Racing for letting me hang out and have a good time. And shout out to Daniel Pope. That guy's pretty good at the whole racing thing. So to even be riding there with him for a little while was pretty good in itself. So I'll take it.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the podium tonight, Cody. Have a great rest of your night, and thank you so much for being a great representative of the 78s.
Hey man, listen, I try. So we'll try to keep it going this season.
All right, awesome. Have a great rest of your night, Cody.
You too. Have a good one.
All right, let's pull in now your second place finisher, driver of the 08. That is John Bennett. John, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Awesome. Well, great run tonight here at Five Flags. Towards the end there, I mean, you had a rocket of a car. You were able to get by Cody Boehm, and you were able to get right up to the back bumper of Daniel Pope. Do you think if you had a couple more laps, you could have gotten by him?
Yeah, a couple more laps. I feel like I could have maybe gave him a little shot, but she was just getting so loose there. Them right rears were all burnt up.
Yeah, I know. That's the same thing that Cody said. He said towards the end there, the car was getting loose. I mean, what all did you have to adjust to kind of counteract that looseness?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of a softer right rear spring maybe could have helped me out. Not too sure though. Just maybe saved a little bit in the earlier race. Feel like I ran it a little too hard.
Now, before we let you go, John, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, just gotta thank Wentz Auto Body. That's about it.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the runner-up tonight. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. And now, let's pull in your first place finisher, driver of the number 16, Daniel Pope. Daniel, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
I got you.
Awesome. Well, great run here tonight at Five Flags. And when you were one of the biggest movers of the race, I know didn't really have the qualifying run that you wanted. Started in 7th, but you're able to make quick work up your way up to the field and able to get by Cody for that lead. And there was no looking back. You had Cody up there on your back bumper for a little bit, and of course towards the end you had John on your back bumper. But you were able to hold everybody off and grab the wins. I mean, what was the key to your success here tonight?
Getting to the lead as quick as possible and then trying to control the race. I almost crashed in qualifying because I listened to the advice of the qualifying master, Jason Warren, and it didn't work for me, and I made a mistake, and I got really loose, almost crashed the car, qualified 7th, so my plan going in was to try to get the lead as quickly as possible and then try to back the pace down and see if I could just sit right in front of the field and save the right rear.
I know. Looks like you've had a lot of success so far in these street stocks. Are you really starting to like these cars?
Oh, I've always liked the street stock. I think it's one of the raciest cars on iRacing. It's one of the funnest cars on iRacing. And I'm glad Josh decided to open up the series for everybody. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed running it, and I look forward to running some more.
Now, before we let you go, Daniel, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, I want to say a shout out to the Terry Bates Driving Academy. Without him teaching me how to run the low line, I don't know if I could win these races. Dylan Bates for always being a caution when we need it. I mean, that always plays a good part in the races. All the guys at SPM, and of course, again, Jason Warren with his advice. I mean, couldn't survive without it.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the victory tonight, Daniel, and hopefully might see a couple more throughout the season. Have a great rest of your night.
You too, man.
Well, that will do it for tonight's event. One more time, congratulations to Daniel Pope on the victory here at Five Flags. Want to give a big shout out to our series sponsor, T-Rice Custom Monitor Stands, for sponsoring the series. If you are in the market for a custom monitor stand, definitely make sure to contact Tyler Rice and T-Rice Custom Monitor Stands. Thank you so much to the Butt Kicker for sponsoring the series. If you're an iRacer, definitely check them out. They make great products that makes for a really immersive and accurate iRacing experience. And I want to thank you, the viewer, for tuning in to watch tonight. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as that would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 1,000 followers on Twitch. Check out our Twitter page, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. And make sure to visit our web store, IntensityBroadcasting.com. There you can find merchandise from your favorite broadcaster, your favorite drivers, your favorite leagues, and so much more. We've got all of our Intensity Broadcasting merchandise on there. At Luis Racing merchandise. We got some great driver collections. A bunch of cool auto racing novelty items. We got our lifestyle collections, our team collections, and of course our league collections. Make sure to check out the Thunderstruck collection, and we've got 2 different designs to choose from for Thunderstruck shirts. They come in a bunch of different snazzy colors and sizes small to 5XL. I'm Atlee Atman-Weast on behalf of O. Make sure to turn on your notifications bell. Next week in this Street Stock series, these drivers are going to be taking on a very, very tricky track. That is Oxford Plains. It is an absolute bull ring. It's going to be some great racing, so you don't want to miss that next week. So turn on your notifications bell so you don't miss next week's race at Oxford Plains. I'm Atlee Atman-Weast on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.